What up? So I just wanted to drop this. I wanted to give you three tips to look for. Three tips to look for when working with a photographer or videographer, right? So three things that you should look for as a business owner or as someone that's hiring someone to take photos or create a video for you, right? So we're just gonna jump right into it. Number one, are you and the videographer or photographer in question collaborating on the planning of your shoot? So is the videographer or photographer just going to show up and you're going to tell them where and when to show up? Or are they a part of the process? Are they working through with you what it's going to take to capture your vision? You really should have someone that's in on the process from beginning so that you can actually work out the kinks ahead of time and understand what it really is going to take to execute your vision. So that's tip number one. Have the videographer or photographer in with you, looped in either through face-to-face meetings, emails, or phone correspondence in the planning process. And the earlier you can get that going, the better it's going to be for your project. So, tip number dos. Tip number two is, how are they capturing audio? If your project requires audio, how is the videographer that you're working with capturing that sound? Is it going to be in-camera sound? Are they recording audio off-camera? Is there a separate audio person dedicated to the audio that's being captured for your video? Now, this is not so much for photography, obviously, but if you are working with a videographer, you're trying to capture a video, create a story, or whatever it may be, and audio plays a part in that, then you should definitely be considering how that audio is going to be captured. Are they going to be using camera sound? Are they going to be using a separate audio device? How is that audio going to be captured, and for what's the purpose of it, right? So you want to make sure that whoever you hire has an understanding of how to capture audio. So that brings us to the last tip. Man, the video was shorter than I thought it was going to be, because the third tip is you need to understand if they understand lighting. You need to know that whomever you've hired has a basic understanding of how to light for whatever project it is that you're trying to do. Now, there are many different ways and techniques and types of lights, and far too many for us to get into right now. But you need to understand that whomever you hired has access, or if they don't have access, they understand the principles and how to use the lighting that they do have to create better looking images for you. So, recap. The three tips that you should be looking for when dealing with a videographer. Number one, are they willing to plan? Are they willing to help you plan? Are they willing to take the time in pre-production to iron out the kinks? Okay. Number two, the question you need to ask is, how are they capturing audio? If audio is part of the project, how is that audio going to be captured? You need to know that. Number three, and the third and final tip that we can't stress enough, is you need to understand if they understand how to properly light for your project, how to use light to enhance your project. So those are my three tips. Leave me a comment in the chat box or whatever the kids do these days. Whatever the kids do. But that's it. Go home. Go to another video. We're done.